Okay.
So, we are at the activation part of our global activation for synchronistic wealth. And we have Ariadne here, and we are going to be doing a prosperity consciousness activation. And so, the way it's going to work is that I will be a surrogate or a representation of our entire tribe. So, all of you who have signed into our Liberated Leaders community or signed up for our synchronistic wealth consciousness like festival and retreat, your energy is will also be a part of this group energy that I'll be holding, and then through me you will receive it as well. So as you're listening to this audio, please allow yourself to have these pieces removed in your energetic bodies too.
Wonderful. And yeah, you can also re-listen to it if there's times where, things are feeling funky or, the more you end up actually listening to the activation and the clearing, the stronger it's going to end up being in your energy body as well. Because I know that you've listened to activations that we've done when we've done one-on-one work again, and that's helped you even more so than the first time, right?
Definitely. And another aspect as well, breath is really important. So, as you're listening to this activation, if you can really clear all the things in your space and just give yourself this time, the sacred time to be by yourself and allow yourself to breathe through the process, especially in nature. When I was in France, actually, in Paris, that's when I first did some of your activations. And I just laid out on the grass and I just breathed in and had trees coming through and trees
Mm,
above me. And that really helped me experience and perceive the activations on a deeper level. So that's another way you can use
beautiful.
this when you get
Wonderful.
the all access pass and you can just get the recording and you can listen to it over and over again in a park or somewhere in nature.
Great. So we're just going to start. We're going to connect. I'm connecting with your body. And for all of you that are listening, also, these activations are going along your midline, your central nervous system, your spinal column. Okay. And I'm just going to start working. So perceiving everybody, bringing everybody's energy into your body. And just connecting everybody down into the core of the earth. And that's really connecting with the divine feminine energy, the divine mother energy, right? And material, the material world, originally the word comes from matter, which originally comes from of the earth, right? So we're just going to create and connect everybody to that matter, that material world, that divine material world that comes from the heart of Mother Earth. Just allowing all of us to receive that energy, connect with that energy. And just as Mother Earth um, mothers us, allowing ourselves to receive that love, that unconditional love, that gratitude, and that ever present, infinite energy of life and possibilities of life that come from that space. Okay, so we're just then bringing all that energy up into our bodies, into our spinal column, into all of our physiological systems. So, strengthening ourselves and our central nervous system and lymphatic system. Okay, and I'm just perceiving some density and some toxic energies, and that's also coming in on a physiological level. So, we're just going to delete those right down to the quantum level. And we're just going to go ahead and open up the liver, kidney, lymphatic system so that we will be removing the energetic toxins that are part of this clearing as well. Okay. So we're just strengthening everybody's lymphatic system and then also perceiving a weakness in our digestive system, right? So just increasing the speed of the molecules and the space between the molecules, right? And deleting that stagnancy. And we're just doing that all the way down from our soul, right down through our central nervous system, right down to the core of the earth, and just opening up our feet, right? So they'll just exit portals for all this old energy that's leaving us. Okay. And then programming everybody's body to alchemize, right? Really shift, transform, and change. all that old energy into new energy, and then making everybody strong to receiving those multidimensional frequencies that are coming in. Okay, and we're just going to end up removing mind control that's coming in from the collective consciousness that's keeping us locked in 3D and perceiving from 3D. Okay, and we're just going to remove that also on an energetic level. We end up having a central nervous system that operates on an energetic level, and that's called our natal system. So we're just going to activate that, make that strong, right? And then deleting frequency interference and artificial intelligence interference, right? So that comes in from EMF frequencies, right? And there's so much artificial intelligence that's also coming in and being blasted at humanity. So we're deleting all of that. And that artificial intelligence has also been energy that's been happening in previous timelines, right, from darker forces that have also been preventing humanity from awakening and operating from their God source beingness. Okay, so we're going to delete that, and that's happening right from our avatar, Christ, Sophia, divine God energy. So that's 12D. So we're deleting that right from 12D, 11, 10, right? Okay, 9, right? 8, 7, 6, right? So then soul level, into the central nervous system, etheric nadis, heart chakra, okay, and our other organs, we're deleting it there. Organ systems, tissues, cells, subcellular, there we go, molecular, subatomic, nuclei, quantum energy, energy to form, birth transduction, morphogenetic resonance. Perfect. All right. So now we've got a lot more space. We're just going to go ahead and connect the soul, the monad, which is our oversoul body. Okay. And then we're going to connect to our avatar. We have our own personal Christ energy, right? We're just connecting to that and bringing that into embodiment, connecting that into our central nervous system. Okay. And then we're going to go ahead and connect into the God worlds, right? Connecting with our higher, higher dimensional guides, great, and just allowing ourselves to receive those energies, okay, and not trying to perceive them from our thinking minds, from our ego minds. Okay, just deleting all of that, really bringing all of that, awakening the heart, right, and the higher heart and the perceptual, right, how we can perceive energy from the heart. Okay, there we go. And bringing that in and grounding that into our root chakra. And then we've got an earth chakra that is below our feet. Okay, and connecting us there, right? So coming into us and the fear we have in regards to being great and embodying our greatness. Okay, and that also feels like being shunned in childhood, right? With with the unique capacities that we've had that people weren't capable of understanding. So we're just going to go ahead and delete all of those, right? Any other insults, any other judgments. Let's make you strong to those, right? Up to 100% infinite potential, right? And we're going to delete all of those down to -0 with minus infinity. So what else is also coming in is jealousy, people being jealous of you, right? And you being jealous of others. So we're just going to strengthen all of that, have all of that paid in full in regards to karma, the karma that we've had with others, where we've allowed other people to outshine us. It's not so much outshine us, but we've stepped back so that we could let other people shine, right? And that feels also like it's our siblings. We've got karma with our siblings, letting our siblings be better than us, right? Okay, so we're going to delete all of those imprints and all of those accumulated results, right? Occurrences, all the way down to -0 with minus infinity, up to 100% with infinite potential. So there's this whole collective consciousness of us buying into things needing to be difficult with money, right? And how dare we be born into a wealthy family, or how dare we have this job where we make, $500,000 when, our friends and our family, they're working, their butts off, and yeah, nowhere even near that, right? So we don't allow ourselves to receive that. We've got a lot of guilt with the amount of money that we've got. So we're going to delete all of that. And we're going to delete all of that from past lifetimes. Okay. And we're also going to delete that from our descendants. Okay, all the way down to -0 with minus infinity, and then also delete that from our future offspring and beings that are part of our lineage in the future, right? Okay, so, and also making ourselves strong to having total ease in regards to the creation of prosperity, wealth, right? Change, shifting, actualization of our divine purpose, right? Making ourselves strong to receiving prosperity as our birthright, making ourselves 100% strong to embodying our full greatness. Okay, so shame is coming up as a weakness, so we're just going to go ahead and delete that all the way down to the quantum level. Okay, and we resist changing and moving into alignment with our purpose because of security, right? So we're just going to go ahead and delete all karmic experiences where we were insecure, things weren't very secure for us, right? And also times where we have not been able to take care of our families, where we have not been able to take care of our tribes, right? In war experiences, right, where we were commanders and those kinds of things. That's coming in as a collective consciousness because we're all leaders, right? This summit is for liberated leaders. So let us delete everywhere we haven't been operating from a place of liberation, right? Where we've been operating from a place of obligations. We're going to go ahead and delete obligation down to, -0 with minus infinity, and aligning everybody to be 100% strong to infinite potential of being liberated and making, all of our creations, all of them, create prosperity, not only for our friends, not only for our family, but for humanity. Okay, and just deleting collective unconsciousness in regards to, darker forces not wanting this new way of being to spread through humanity, not allowing humanity to have their own businesses and create their own commerce and value system that goes beyond, the controller financial system. So let's also delete any sort of aversions, disgust, criticisms, judgments we have of the current financial system and other financial realities, right? And anywhere we have contributed to that financial system and the way it's sort of incarcerated humanity, enslaved humanity, we're going to delete all of that down to 100% negative infinity and align us with new prosperity, new earth consciousness, receiving that with total ease. So just deleting collective consciousness, fear of what's really going on the earth right now in regards to how many people are actually living in poverty because of the acts that have been going on by the controlling systems in regards to closing businesses, right? And then, the billionaire class, the billionaire elite. So the inequality of the wealth system, okay, and then all of the suffering that either we've experienced or our families have experienced in previous lifetimes, other realities. We're going to delete all of that, and we're going to remove that also on a DNA level, okay, central nervous system level, okay. And then there's times where we've been slaves, right? And this whole taxation system as a slavery system, we're deleting all of that down to -0 with minus infinity. Okay, up to 100% infinite potential and beyond. Okay. So we're also going to delete karma that has created financial disasters, financial nightmares, Everywhere we've deprived ourselves financially, we're going to remove that, deleting all accumulated residual effects of all of that down to -0 with minus infinity, and making ourselves strong to moving into the unknown, strong to moving into being leaders of a new reality, strong to creating from our hearts, strong to creating from the core of the earth, and then strong also to receiving the energy from the cosmos and receiving our multidimensional beingness and bringing all of that into our central nervous systems, bringing that all the way down into our hearts and into our hands, and having that go ahead and contribute to humanity, and allowing ourselves to receive the greatness of who we be with these multidimensional aspects of our beingness that are now ready to anchor into the earth through us. Strong for all of you liberated leaders to find your tribe and contribute to your tribe in ways you never even thought possible, and also to receive the energy from your tribe and allow that be a contribution to you, and allow that to be part of the creation that you're here to share with humanity. Okay, so yeah, just deleting what we think we need in order to feel secure, right? Because the security is in us being in trust and connected to our source energy, our higher selves, and being in that flow. Okay. So, also coming in as energetic weaknesses were just experiences that our grandparents have, realities, lifetimes where things of struggle, the great wars. That just feels like that's actually operating on a cellular level, right? And then it also feels like the rape of the earth, right? The way natural resources have been slaughtered. Okay, we're just going to, and then, poisons and toxins have been left in the earth. Okay, right. So there's guilt, shame, greed is coming in as a weakness as well. And then not allowing ourselves to receive. Okay, because we don't want to end up being in alignment with greed because we have more than others do. Right. And then there are those that don't have enough. And there are times where we haven't had enough. Right. People stealing from us, those kinds of experiences. So then let's also end up deleting all of the physical exhaustion, the energy that ends up sort of infiltrating our beingness right down on a quantum level, from stress of getting to work, money stress, okay, career confusion. We're deleting all of that down to -0 with minus infinity, right down to the quantum energy, energy to form, birth transduction, right? So pollution, EMF frequencies are also weakening our bodies, right? So bills, debt, making ourselves strong to not being afraid of debt, right? Making ourselves also strong to solutions to debt. So it also feels like being practical with money, not living beyond our means. Okay, not having enough basic needs like food for family, utilities, right? Okay, making ourselves strong for sharing, receiving, contributing. Okay, and making ourselves strong to putting that beauty of what we are here to offer out into the universe, into humanity, strong to believing in ourselves. That feels like that has been, an energetic weakness, right? So ego, so competition as well is creating weakness. So we're just going to delete all of that. Everywhere we've been in competition, everywhere others have been in competition with us, right? Losing, winning, okay, and playing the game differently. So there is no winner and there is no loser, right? And we are all creating from this place of neutrality and spontaneity. Okay. So strong to creating beauty, receiving beauty, art, communing with nature, making time for being, deleting excess doing, right down to the negative, to zero, minus zero infinity, birth transduction, right? Okay, and moving beyond the density of this reality. So more space and energy in the quantum particles of your body, and then more space and energy in the quantum particles in your home, in your workplace, making you strong to being able to perceive and receive energy, knowing the difference between light and dark energy, knowing the difference between truth and deception, okay, disentangling, fear of change, okay, negative programs, negative thinking patterns, okay, negative memories. We're deleting all accumulated results of all of that. Okay, negative emotions, anger, rage, hatred, fury, blame, shame, regret, and guilt, making you strong to those emotions so they don't weaken you. Okay, making you strong to those emotions that your parents, your family, your friends, your spouses have felt in regards to emotions, and you absorbing those and taking those on. We're going to delete all accumulated residual effects of all of that. Okay, making you strong to the companies, the bosses that you've had. Okay, and it feels, yeah, deleting all accumulated results of control, being controlled by others, other people's expectations of you. Okay, your expectations of yourself. We're just going to delete all accumulated residual effects right down to the quantum foreign energy to birth transduction. Okay, strong for you, connecting from the heart. And then also making you strong to your future descendants, strong to your children, strong to receiving from your children, right? And the life force and the joy that they've got, and allowing them to contribute to you too, because they are here as new children. And the energy that they hold in many ways is far higher a frequency than those of us that are in older generations and older time frames. Okay. Making you strong to believing that there is life beyond COVID. Okay. Making you strong to realizing, seeing the truth beyond the deception. Should you choose to vaccinate, making you strong to the chemicals and the process which are in the vaccine, right? Deleting all toxins. Okay, strengthening your DNA and your RNA to be neutral. Okay, strengthening you to be patient, wise, in allowance, right? Strengthening the body to the mind to the central nervous system, to the etheric nadis and the soul, to the monad, to your avatar Christ consciousness, and making you strong to being part of the ascending earth, because the earth is going to be splitting into two sort of separate realities. One is the artificial inorganic reality that the controller systems are trying really hard to promote and incarcerate you into. So just deleting all accumulated residual effects of being incarcerated into other people's realities. There we go. Doing that all the way from central nervous system, organs, organ systems, tissues, cells, subcellular, molecular, subatomic, nuclei, subnuclei, quantum form, energy to matter. Making you strong to being on the ascending timeline, the fifth dimensional earth timeline, beyond the false ascension timeline. There we go. And receiving greater aspects of your God beingness and your higher purpose. There you go. And staying in alignment with this timeline. Making you strong to valuing yourselves. Deleting every, all accumulated residual effects where you've self-deprecated, insulted yourself. Others have done that to you. You've been belittled, right? And we're deleting that all the way down to negative 0 with minus infinity, making you strong to being in your joy, making you strong to being in trust, deleting traumas where people have betrayed or abandoned you in the past. Okay, deleting traumas of being fired, right? People in workplaces betraying you, deleting all of that down to negative 0 with minus infinity. And making you strong to creating what you haven't yet generated, right? Making you strong to being comfortable with shining your light, your wisdom, your gifts, and just deleting everywhere you've been shy, right? All accumulated residual effects of all of that down to negative 0 with minus infinity. Okay. Making you strong to being in your joy, making you strong to being in gratitude. Okay. And making you strong to not being intimidated. Okay, deleting fear, past lifetimes, past karmas of being afraid of the universe not somehow showing you that it's here for you, right? So just deleting all traumatic experiences, deleting conclusions you've made, right? So that's mental body programs. And then it also feels like past lifetimes in regards to experiences with churches or religious institutions. Okay. All right. So just collective consciousness, working with that, deleting all the accumulated residual effects of all negative mental programs of collective consciousness, negative emotional energies within the collective consciousness, deleting all of that down to 100% with infinite negative 0, up to 100% with infinite potential. Okay. All right, so we're going to delete all of these energies. Okay, and all the triggers, choices, and issues, let's make you all strong to those. What they've been in the past, the triggers, choices, and issues which have brought you out of your center. May you be impenetrable and invincible to these now and in the future, and all future trigger, choices, and issues. Okay. Moving into creating your own business, making you strong to the structure and the law of structure that is in alignment with higher self and your purpose. Making you strong to building a strong foundation. Okay, the practicalities of business. Setting goals. Deleting goal traumas. Not being afraid to set big goals. Strong to all money traumas. Okay, and deleting all negative life experiences, all accumulated residual effects right down to quantum energy, energy to form, birth transduction. Okay. So we're going to do a big, huge quantum clearing on all levels from Christ consciousness, avatar 12D, right? And that what I'm perceiving from that realm is there was not a money system when we existed in that frequency, in those higher frequencies, Right. So just, yeah, making you strong to, the money system that has been on earth, and not allowing that to victimize you, control you, enslave you. Right. So making you strong to transcending beyond that. So being neutral to that money system. Okay. Right. So we're just going to delete all of that because we've all agreed to be here. Okay, making you strong to the taxation system so it doesn't weaken you energetically, deleting all accumulated residual effects of like tax trauma, foreclosure, these kinds of things also coming in on a collective consciousness level, right? And bringing in, once again, those higher vibrational frequencies of that higher vibrational wealth, how that looks, that prosperity consciousness, how being aligned with your purpose and receiving the joy of that and connection from source. Okay, so we're just going to delete everything that's standing in the way on all levels of being, right? Soul, brain, mind, central nervous system, spinal column, etheric nadies, organs, organ systems, tissues, cells, subcellular, molecular, subatomic, quantum form energy to birth transduction, morphogenetic resonance, right down to the core of Mother Earth, receiving gratitude from the earth, receiving gratitude from God, the universe, for being down here. We're just going to strengthen you to be in infinite prosperity, allowing yourselves to be in that space, right? And we're doing that right from the molecular level. Okay, energy to form, nuclei, subnuclei, cellular, subcellular, right? Organs, organ system, central nervous system, brain, mind, soul, monad, avatar, Christ consciousness, Sophianic, divine feminine, divine masculine, receiving and creating, taking action, being in the place of receiving, gestation, planting the seeds, watering the seeds, flourishing. Okay. Into the soul, monad, Christ consciousness level, and into the God worlds, centered, stable, balanced, open to infinite potential of the magical possibilities of God consciousness continuing to descend into your body and your being, and having you radiate out the special magic that you be. Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for holding space for all of us.
So nice.
How was that for you?
It was really good. So many visuals, and
Mm.
I was also just perceiving that, activating this not only for our collective group, but also creating the potential for, our room, our building, our city, and humanity, for everyone to have access to, just that
Mm-hmm.
creative consciousness of, creation. So I'm just,
And it's wonderful that you have that awareness, because what I'm sort of perceiving as you say that is everybody that ends up viewing your summit is going to be holding that energy, these energies in various places in the
in the
world,
world, yeah.
right? And we're going to end up creating, we're certainly available and have the capacity and potential to create that web, or that grid of prosperity consciousness and synchronized wealth creation and liberated leaders, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And
Yeah.
I just see that for you too. As you're watching this, you are the liberated leader in your zone, in your context, in your role, and your light is going to be shining as all of the other liberated leaders, and you and you and you and you, and like, you're the lights and the beacons of it. And yeah, and this is just the beginning. I had these other ideas come through, and it's just like, how are we going to light up our business plans? How are we going to light up our Excel spreadsheets? How are we going to light up, these other elements with this level of consciousness as we're perceiving and interacting in our day-to-day lives. So thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you.
So where can we find out more about you for all of those who love for more?
I guess you can check me out on my website,